The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. It's Young off play action. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he goes out right around the 39. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Falcons, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
3rd down, Young from the gun. To the right side and intercepted. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
Intercepted. The Falcons take over 1st and 10. At the 41-yard line.
They'll go play action here with Penix. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. You look at this Carolina defense. They've been very good against the pass so far this year. Number 4 in the NFL right now.
And, hey, they were stingy in the opener. Didn't allow much of anything at all through the air. So now they come into week 2 saying, hey, let's see if we can do even better. Let's go and get to that number 1 spot.
They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And looking to throw, Penix. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Robinson. And he's going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, Charles, it's early, but that's a key 3rd down conversion. Remember, they forced the turnover on the opening drive. Now they're in a position where they look like they'll at least get 3 out of this.
A great example of complementary football if they're able to cash this in, isn't it, partner? Because defense does this job, takes it away, turns over the offense.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown Atlanta. Bijan Robinson, his 1st touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Falcons take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Aubrey good with a PAT. And that makes the score 7-0.
Panthers nothing.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Falcons grab it. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Aubrey now for the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead.
14. Panthers nothing.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. And the slot man goes in motion left. A give up the middle, Hubbard. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. You talk about this Falcon defense. And they played well against the pass. They rank 7th in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Here we go, set. 33, yellow, cut.
Out of the gun, it's Young. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Ball on the 39. Here's a 2nd and 7.
Ready. Cut.
And they'll go again here with Hubbard. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. That one a first down pickup of 8.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10.
Ready.
Straight ahead with Hubbard. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Set, hut. Set.
No, bottle, that fumble. It's out, it's loose. And the Falcons grab it. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. And they put it on the ground here on the 2nd drive. And, of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves, but maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it's the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical because that's just not looking good at all. That's just not the football that we came here to see. So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now Penix going to hold on to it. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go, set. 60.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. Powerful running. And he's going to get this pretty close to a 1st down. Stopped at the Panthers' 27. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta, 2nd quarter action. The Falcons with the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. Robinson will try to pick it up. And shedding through the tackle. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the 1st thanks to a flashy little spin move. 45 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. The Falcons at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Cowboy 80. 60 Bison. 60 Bison. 60 Mavericks.
Now Penix. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Nick Scorton. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Well, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merritt. And the Panthers are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Boy, that's the kind of interception that can save a game right there. They're already down 2 scores. Huge play, slowing down what was going against them.
I was thinking the same thing. You get down 3 scores there at this stage, could be in for a long ball game. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They'll start on the ground with Hubbard. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
And remember, this is a running back that fumbled on the previous drive, but fortunately for them, nothing came of it. And I think when that happens, sometimes coaches can lean a little more on forgive and forget. So he's right back out there and running again.
The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6.
Let's go now. Cut.
On the counter, this is Hubbard. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a 1st. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Move the chains. A gain of 7 on third down.
Ready? Panthers, first down. First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
And they'll run on first down with Hubbard. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third. The Panthers on third down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. On the give, this is Hubbard. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Here's the Panthers punter now. Deep to return is Calvin Austin. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
Young to throw it. The Sanders has got it complete. Down the right sideline. Touchdown, Carolina. Jatavion Sanders, 67 yards. And the Panthers are back within a score.
Ryan Fitzgerald on for the extra point.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7.
14. Panthers 7.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. A beautiful fake. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
26-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Let's go now. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
They'll run this one right with Robinson. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
When coaches stress their defense being physical, they don't just mean the big guys. How about the guys on the outside, the cornerbacks? It's not just their job to patrol the airspace. They can get involved in the run game as well.
Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert, as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage. To the air, Penix. He'll let it fly for Austin. And this ball will be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Panthers are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Damn, I miss you, Chester. Sending love from my Facebook question. Great control with a soul like Chloe, and I'll chop you up if I'm under pressure.
On the double.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone. Could potentially tie this game up. Following the interception, Young. There's a short throw caught by Sanders. His second catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Young now. They'll run the screen with Hubbard. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. Young. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. A misconnection there, and he's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
On the slant, he's got Sanders. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half.
A 57-yard attempt.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly hoped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if he wants to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Here's Penix. And that's going to be incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Come on. Set. Bronco 80.
Looking to throw Penix. And that is incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Fielded at about the 28. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for the second half.
Here we go.
Once again, it's Brooks. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Yellow, blue, yellow, 22.
From the shotgun, it's Young. And this is going to be incomplete.
We're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
At their own 39-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here. A little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. They'll throw with Penix. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
18, Pioneer.
They'll go for it. Here's Penix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Look at the big man rumble. Touchdown, Falcons! Kyle Pitts, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 41-yard line.
Now Young. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Well, that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Come on, set, ready.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. A loss of 3 on a sack made by multiple defenders. Defensively, they were all over that. When he decided to keep it, there were a lot of eyes just darted on him.
I wonder if he followed the progressions properly there. I think maybe he really wanted to run with the football. Turned out not to be the correct decision.
Young to throw on 4th. That is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
19, 18.
A play fake. Now Penix. This pass is caught by London. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
16 yards. And the Falcons, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
On the counter, this is Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was a terrific play, causing a loss. As a middle linebacker, simple. You can either fill holes or you can attack them, as he did there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Alert, alert. Here we go, set. Go.
They'll run again here with Robinson. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down.
Go. Buffalo 18, 70 Lions.
They're going to look to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
It's 4th down.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And the lead grows to 14 at 24-10. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a good return, but he pays the price at the end of it as he's picked up and thrown down. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And last time, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out.
Let's go. What you got? What you got?
A carry here for Trevor Etienne. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's third down.
Ready.
Young will set to throw. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Falcons are going to get the football back as time will run out in this third quarter of play. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the fourth.
Got it. Ready? Come on. Set. 18 Cardinal. 19
Penix working out of the gun here. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down. We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up.
Bronco 80.
From the shotgun, it's Penix. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And the Panthers are right back in this football game. That is the play they needed in a 2-score game here in the fourth quarter.
No doubt about it. They did what they had to do to give themselves a chance to get back into the game. They turned it over to the offense. They are now in charge.
Now they need to execute. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
32. Field. Black. Ready.
Now Young. Under pressure, and down he goes. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third.
On the double.
And this offense on third down today, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This will be third and a mile. To throw, Young. Young is intercepted for the third time this game. Picked up by Divine Diablo. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Robinson up the middle. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 70 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
At the 3-yard line.
60 Eagle, 60 Eagle.
Robinson will score. Touchdown, Atlanta.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Aubrey now for the PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points.
The score, Falcons 31, Panthers 10.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it?
Now he's free to midfield. How about this? Racing to the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina! Jonathan Brooks, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Panthers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. On is Fitzgerald now for the PAT. And the lead will be cut down to 14.
Extra score, Falcons 31, Panthers 17. Ryan Fitzgerald to kick off.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 at the 36-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. Viking 18.
Again, it's Robinson. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And he is finally going to be brought down, but not before he gets it to the Panthers' 19-yard line. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And the return this time will go out to the 42. 2-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
They'll start on the ground with Brooks. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give them a lot of confidence to help turn things around. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Falcons are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Now he's into the clear again. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Bijan Robinson, his 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Falcons are on their way to a 2-0 start. Aubrey now for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Panthers 17.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. Now they'll go with a reverse. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30.
Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. On 3rd down, they go with Brooks. And he'll get nothing out of that one. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. Down to the 10. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win them the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Just a formality now, but here's the extra point. And it's good, but it's also of little consequences. This game is over. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through.